Hello everyone, how's it going? localjohn1812. I haven't done one of these videos in a while where I kind of just come on here and talk. There's no food review or anything going on here. I did one of these like this. I called it Coffee with Local John. So I've got my coffee here and it's coffee time with Local John then. Alright, so today's topic is, I think, the national anthem thing again, standing, not standing for the pledge. You've got President Trump has come out and said, you know, if the, hold on guys, if the players don't want to stand in the national anthem, you might see some fans not show up to the NFL games and all that stuff. That's what he tweeted out. Something in regards to that, you can look it up for yourself. I get what he's saying. There are going to be some people that are offended by the way that those certain people are protesting. Now, just because certain people are offended by the way you protest doesn't mean you have to stop doing that. I see it on the other side, the First Amendment right to freedom of press, freedom of speech, you know, and so on and so forth. So these guys are allowed to exercise the way they want to protest. They're using their NFL games to do that. I say you're allowed to. Here's the question I have. Why not use your platform? Because a lot of these players are name players. They're not like the guy making $750,000 on the bench or 100 or or $1 million exacts on the bench just sitting there on their third string guys. No, these guys are, Marshawn Lynch, Marcus Peters from Kansas City, the Chiefs, and so on and so forth. Okay, so they're using these platforms, and these guys make decent money. They make really good money, way more than we make, right? And they make plenty of money, so they have other avenues that they could do this protest and probably get more accomplished than what they are now. I'm not, once again, they're allowed to do this. First Amendment right. I'm not taking it away. Here's what I'm saying. How are you, when you're protesting, how are you making a difference if you're bringing attention to something but everyone's arguing and fighting? So if your attentions are racially motivated and you do this and you see that there's a cause and event, there's an action and a reaction, and you see that your actions has caused a reaction of not people going, oh yeah, some people are racist and we need to change it. It brings the reaction of, why aren't you standing? Do you not want to be American? Do you not love the flag? Okay, so if that's the reaction you're getting, I don't think you're accomplishing what you want to do. And I hear some people say, well, that's the problem. No one lets them get to the real meaning of why they're sitting or whatever during the national anthem. It's a symbolic thing. It's a ritual they shouldn't have to do, and they don't stand for it. Stop it. Just stop it. Okay, after games, there's media where you get sit in front of the press and you have a chance to reach hundreds of thousands and millions of fans and other people throughout the world, and you could say something then. I mean, you could say, hey, I'm protesting right now. If you don't like it, you can leave the room. But I'm going to exercise my First Amendment right. I'm not going to answer any questions. I'll answer a couple questions about, because there might be a stipulation where they get fined if they don't answer certain questions. But I'll answer a few questions about the game today. But I'm going to go ahead and get off my chest how I feel about what's going on in this country, or the racial division in this country, or the political climate in this country, so on and so forth. They could use it then. Some of these players have enough money to go home and get on a radio and do a podcast. They could share their opinion then. That's their First Amendment right. They could do it then. Some of these guys could actually have so much money that they could really make a really good march down some street, or heck, some of their teams are openly speaking. I seen it was like the Eagles, I think it was, or the Ravens. And if it ain't either one, sorry. Not trying to say, one organization support this or not. But I seen something on ESPN about one of the teams saying, we support our guys not standing during the pledge and all that, and exercising their First Amendment right. Okay, so if you support your guys and you know this is causing a problem in our country about certain people not standing for a pledge, then say, hey guys, I hear your First Amendment rights. I see that you want to bring attention to something. Let the organization help you. You can use the stadium on a certain date, and you can have a big wide event where people come in and sign petitions and do whatever. Have a concert thing or something. We'll even throw some money in with you guys and help you guys out to bring attention to this. But no, instead, we play like this little kindergarten thing here, like, oh no, I'm not going to stand. Well, neither am I. We going to hold my hand? No, I'll hold your hand. I don't want to hold your hand. You're not standing. Get away from me. I mean, guys, we're dividing ourselves even worse than we ever have before over petty things. Look, the only thing that's not petty in this situation is the people that can't actually stand for the pledge. They can't stand because their legs have been mangled or blown away in war, or they've been injured somehow in their back, or anything. They can't stand for long periods of time because they've been involved in war or overextensive military training and ongoing military stuff, and it never stops for them. You know the reason why I stand for the pledge? It's not because I agree with everything this country does. I stand for the pledge because there's people that have given me this possibility to have a First Amendment right. So my advice to the guys who are not standing for the pledge in the NFL or NBA or any other sporting association in the United States of America is this: don't stand for the country and its beliefs, but stand for the people who use their body to give you that right to not stand or stand. And say, you know what? They gave me that right that I could not stand here and I could make a statement doing this, but I'm not going to do that because of what they did for me. I'll make my statement some other way. So, in a full circle, what I'm suggesting is this: find a different way to make your statement. Your original way to make a statement has done nothing but make this country angry at each other. Even worse than what we were. You have veterans. Some veterans are standing up for Colin Kaepernick and some are not. What is that? That's a divide. You don't necessarily say it's a racial divide, but it's a divide of people. So you're standing or not standing, or you're standing for or not standing for the pledge has divided. Some football fans like what Colin Kaepernick's doing and say, give him a job. Or Marshawn Lynch or Marcus Peters, don't fire him. But some fans are saying the opposite. Fire. Don't give him a job. What is it doing? Dividing. Cause and effect. Action, reaction. Your action was to bring attention. Your reaction has it divided. So if you were bringing action to stop the division in this country, and then you did something and it created more division, you should change what you're doing. If I'm driving down the road, then I want to get somewhere faster and I speed, and I get a ticket, and the next day it happens again and I get another ticket. Well, I need to change something, like get up earlier and leave earlier. That's just an analogy. It has nothing to really do anything. I'm just... standing. Just stand. And then when you get to the press conference, tell them how you really feel. Just stand. And when you get home, start a podcast. Just stand. And when you get home, work with your organization or your other organizations you belong to, boys and girls clubs, whatever, and see if they'll help you set up and start a peaceful protesting type event. Get petition things signed, try to change a law thing or something. Do something. Instead, what are you... You sit, you don't stand, right? Guess what? Country's still divided. It's changed nothing. People can say what they want to say. No, it has changed. No, it has not. All we've done is argue about this. And changed nothing. Do it a different way. And the ones I'm talking about, you guys actually have some money. Some of us don't. We don't have the money you have to go set up nice events, to start a big, good podcast. I do a YouTube channel from my freaking phone. I don't have the money to go out and get the special cameras. You guys can. You may not even know how to work it, but you can hire someone to teach you. So many people have different ways to affect this country. And when they choose a certain way, it really makes me wonder why. So all I'm pleading is this. Please maybe change your approach. I'm not saying stop using your First Amendment right. I'm asking, maybe please just change the approach. Change the way you're doing it. Because you're offending people who died to give you that First Amendment right. You're offending people who are injured mentally, physically, because they gave you that First Amendment right. And the one thing that they hold dear to their heart is that pledge and that flag. That's the one thing they really care about a lot. A lot of people might say, not all veterans, not all veterans. 98% of them, people. It's just common sense. It really is. So, there's a time and a place for everything, and that's been an old saying since like kindergarten, and where everyone knows that. And I'm just kind of disgusted about it all. I mean, I was fired up, kind of angry, and you know, I get both sides. I get it. I think there has to be a way that you can agree. You know, there's got to be a way that you can come up with a different thing. A bipartisan effort. You know, maybe we can just figure out, just use your platform, but in a different way. Just don't skip the pledge. I don't know. They've got middle school kids and stuff skipping this stuff, and elementary school kids, and at the end of the day, it's just the pledge, guys. You haven't done anything else but divide the country even more. And what you're trying to truly stand for is not even being brought to light. It's being covered up and washed over by the disrespect that others feel that you give by not standing for the pledge. So, alright guys, I've only took 2 sips of my coffee. I need more. This has been Coffee Time with Local John. I'll do another one of these when I feel upset, or happy. Maybe I'll be happy next time. But guys, keep using your First Amendment rights. Keep using them. Do what you want to do. But please be respectful of others when you decide to do one. And try to think, what's the best way I can get my message out? What's the appropriate time? But guys, also remember of who gave you that First Amendment rights. All the military armed forced people in the United States of America, and also your local police and fire department and EMTs. Just remember those guys, man. They have a tough job. Seriously. I know we all got tough jobs. I know, guys. So, alright, like I said, I see both sides, and I just hope something could change. I just hope. I don't know, guys. Alright, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and I'll be back again today, probably do another video. Watch your football games coming on. 8:30 this morning, got an early game. Early game this morning. Alright. Later, guys.